Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and thanks for checking out the channel. Today I thought I would do a different kind of video, and I'm going to talk about this guitar right here. And it's not going to be a playthrough, because I'll be honest with you, there's times in my life I'm someone that battles psoriatic arthritis. As you can see, I got fingers that bend, that kind of go into kind of a shape. And most times it's well under control and it feels good and I'm fine to play. But just today, like, kind of... my hands are really hurting, so I've been doing some therapy on them to kind of work with this. And during this weekend that the hands have been bothering me to play, I've been working on guitars, building a couple of the kit guitars that I had that I haven't gotten to, and just doing some all-around maintenance on all my guitars. And I'm going to tell you a little something that I think every person who builds kit guitars might want to purchase for themselves, because it's pretty affordable, but it allows you to do really, really great things on the guitar that are pretty cool. So I'm going to play the intro, and we're going to come back and talk about what that is.
Jesus Christ.
That's Mike's musical rehab.
All right, we're back, and let's talk about what that item is. That item is going to be basically a laser engraver. If you follow my channel, you will have seen the past couple weeks a couple short videos where I was laser engraving on guitars. So it's something I just recently got into. About 2 months ago, I bought my first laser engraver, and I got it on a special deal. It was back actually around Thanksgiving. It was like a Black Friday deal, and I got it for 79 bucks. And I did a couple things with it, and it was pretty cool, but it was a 2-watt laser, so it wasn't very strong, and I kind of just didn't work out for me. It wasn't right, so I ended up selling it and buying a Falcon, which is a 5-watt. I got the laser engraver. So I doubled the power, and I could even go higher. I'm probably going to eventually get to the 20-watt would be my next, because with the 5-watt, while you can engrave on metal, you can't really do shiny backplates. It has a problem. You have to either do one that's has a color to it, like black or gold, or you have to spray paint the shininess off of it, make it a color, and then etch on it there. Do the engraving on it there, and then you'll get it. And eventually I want to get something that's a little more powerful. But while I was taking this time that I couldn't really play, I made this guitar. And you may have seen images of it. I posted. It's a Friday the 13th guitar. There we go. I can see myself on that. I etched in Jason Voorhees. I did the Camp Crystal Lake. I did his mom's head, which came out bad because of the image. And then I did Machete with blood, and then I did the Jason Voorhees gravestone, and I put the logo, my logo, Aces and Eights guitars, with the Friday the 13th on it. Now this guitar started out life as a Leo James kit guitar. Tell you, I'd been watching a lot of people talk about these guitars lately, and I was like, you know what, I've got to do the Telly version. I've done the Strat version. I have a couple of those. I got one right behind me, well, not behind me, but one right in front of me over there. Probably like 3 or 4 of those. So I thought I would do the Telly one. And I was trying to come up with what ways I wanted to paint it, what colors I wanted to go with it. And then I just thought, you know what? I kind of want to make something different. I'm going to laser engrave this whole guitar. I'm going to show you as we go along and talk in this video. In the corner right somewhere over here or down here somewhere, there is going to be a video playing showing the engraving of this guitar. And it's just quick little clips of each part that I did. And to engrave the whole thing took a couple of hours doing all the parts, but I feel like if you're somebody that builds guitars, just not like even if you're a professional, you're going to go on the higher end of the laser engraver. But what I love about it is I used to have to like order water slide things that would let you put the logo on the guitar, and then you have to do your clear coat over the top of it. And with the engraver, I was just able to take my design, put the neck underneath the engraver, as you'll see in one of the videos, hit the button, and it engraves my logo into the headstock. And then I can either paint it, seal it, do whatever, but it's in there, and it's got a more classy kind of like professional look. And I think this guitar, while it has little flaws, like I said, the mother's head didn't come out the best on here, but his face and the Camp Crystal Lake and the Tombstone came out excellent. So did the headstock. And I think this is a great alternative for somebody if they want to get into guitar making and want to do something different from everybody else. You could come up with cool paint schemes, and you could do things that I've got a ton of them. I got cool chalkboard one that I just did, like chalkboard paint that I did that came out fantastic. And I love that guitar, and it's probably one of my favorite ones. But this is just another tool in the arsenal that you would have of building guitars. You know, the one thing I see with these is a lot of people will do them, and, you know, it just comes out to just like, all right, I'm going to paint the guitar a solid color and put the neck on, and I made myself a guitar. And yeah, that's fine and good. That's kind of fun. But if you're going to do it, why not personalize it and make it something that's really cool? I think, for myself, I think this guitar is pretty cool. I'm a big Friday the 13th fan, and I love the look of it. All I did with this guitar was essentially just engrave the parts into it and then use like tung oil and just put that over the top to give like a darker, richer look to the wood. And I did the neck where I just did a little bit of the tung oil on there, and I put steel wool just to smooth it out. I did put locking tuners on this. These don't come with locking tuners, but every guitar I have has locking tuners on it. And the other thing I did was, if you get a kit guitar, they could cost you $80. That's pretty cheap. And the one area where I really feel they like cut the corner on is with the electronics. You know, electronics are pretty basic, like ceramic cheap pickups. And all I did was I kept this neck pickup that was this one right here. It sounds great, like it's fine pickup. But the bridge pickup, I put in an Alnico 5 dual rail that's like 14K, so it comes in super hot. And the only thing you really have to do that is you can keep the other electronics. The pots are okay. They're not great. They're not horrible. But all you have to do is these guitars come with a quick connect. That means you just have, like, you connect the pickup into the other part. Like, there's 2 connects coming, and you just connect it. There's no soldering. But if you're going to upgrade something like this and put these kind of pickups in it, I had to take that quick connect off and then solder this manually, put the bridge pickup solder to the switch into the pot. And I ended up soldering the wires from the ground wire and the hot to the output, just to have, like, I feel like a more solid kind of connection there. And I love using my just kind of soldering things. I bought a really good soldering iron, and it makes things so much easier. Used to take me so long to solder like an output jack, and now I can do it in probably 10 seconds just to get it done. But it led me to building this guitar, and that's where I'm going to get back to, is that laser engraving is a good way to do something different. That's all it is. I mean, there's nothing like it's not difficult to use. You can use Lightburn, which is an amazing, from what I hear, like amazing like software where you can pick different shades on each part. I'm going to get into that because I did purchase it and I want to try it, and I did it once, but they have a Laser GLB, it's called, I believe, or GBL. That's a GRBL, Laser GRBL, and that's a free program, and I've been using that, and it works great. I thought doing this laser engraving was going to be difficult. It took me a day of messing around with it to get what my settings are, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, watch YouTube videos of people doing it, because when I first started doing this, I found I was really burning the thing, and parts were coming out too burnt, too deep, and it was because I wasn't setting my power settings right. And then when I learned how to do that, it came out excellent. And I think this guitar came out really cool. The Jason mask looks fantastic. The Camp Crystal Lake sign came out unreal good, and so did the Grave. I really love that, and I've done a bunch of logos in my headstocks that I just think are killer. So I just wanted to make a quick video and talk about laser engraving and why I think it's a great thing and a great tool for people to use to be more creative with what they're doing. I was talking with a friend about this, and this brings me to this, and he was talking about because he sees I build a lot of guitars, and he plays, and he goes, I really want to get into these kit guitars, but he goes, I kind of want to get into something where maybe I could sell them at some point. And I'm like, first off, that's going to be difficult to do. If you're not buying huge bulks of these, the price you're going to pay, it sounded like I said balls, but I said bulks. If you're not buying huge quantities of these, the amount you could probably get to sell this, like if you were selling just a kit guitar you put together, you're going to pay $90 for the kit. If you don't put any upgrades into it, you're maybe getting $120, $130 out of it if you're lucky. If you're lucky, because you have to remember you are an unknown builder. So what way can you go about selling guitars and get a little higher price? I think it's about doing something original like this. Adding this whole flair to this guitar. Like, I really upgraded this guitar doing all these different etchings in it. And I think with the right buyer I could probably double what I put into it, maybe, which isn't a killer amount, but it's still a good amount for doing this. You're not losing money. And the second thing I told him, this gets off from the laser etching, but is part of the laser etching, is being picky with what you're doing. I noticed on here, I said, I just kind of did this video, and I'm going to do a video about it later. And it's about, like, fretwork and stuff on this. If you play this guitar, like, it actually plays like butter. I mean, it's beautiful. But one thing I've gotten used to in doing my guitars is I've cut out one word. And that one word, well, it's 2 words, but I cut this out from my vocabulary, and that's pretty good. I always hear people talk about, especially when I do my fretwork and my leveling and stuff like that, people will find quick ways. You'll see these videos, quick ways to polish up your frets and make them look nice. You could do steel wool and just kind of do over the whole thing and put some polish, and it gets kind of nice, and then they're like, it works pretty good. Let me tell you, if you're going to sell a guitar and you're going to make a guitar and you're going to do something custom shop like this, take the time to do frets and everything else. Wiring, excellent. I did these frets, probably took me where, someone could do steel wool and do fret polishing in 15 minutes. These took me probably 2 hours to do because I just kind of went over each one with different grits of polishing compound and took all the scratches out and got everything, but it plays beautiful. There is no scratchiness to this. It is silky smooth to play. I just, strings don't stick. Your bends are amazing, and that would be what I would tell someone to. Do something original with the laser engraving and go above and beyond. So as you're getting started in this whole industry of making guitars for people, go above. Make it amazing. So when that person shows that guitar to someone else and they're like, man, where'd you get this? This plays great. They could tell them, and then eventually what you can charge for a guitar goes up. And you take pride in your work and you take your time. So I went off on a bunch of different topics here, but the main topic is if you're a custom guitar builder, even if it's just a hobbyist for yourself at home, I think a laser engraver is a great way to build your creativity and do a whole bunch of different things that really a lot of other builders that are just small builders doing it cannot do. So, this was a pretty good video for me to make today with me being in pain from my fingers and stuff like that. But I got to work on some guitars, and I got to do the laser engraving on this, and it was a good weekend of doing it. That's that was what I do sometimes on the weekend. Was there's a couple guitars that I'll admit that I built didn't come out the way I wanted, and I just kind of pieced them together and was like, all right, it's going to sit in the corner and do that. But this weekend I took those guitars apart, got all the strings out, made sure I cleaned all the electronics, and then I polished all the frets to make sure they played perfectly. And maybe aesthetically it didn't come out 100% like I like, but plays incredible. So as always, man, music makes life better. I know this was a rambling video, and it's not really about guitars totally. It's about laser engravers, but I'm going to make a couple videos showing you different guitars I do. And one that I think is a pretty cool idea for myself about doing, especially in here, is because people may want to paint and do different electronics in these kind of guitars. And I thought about ordering like the Leo James kits, getting custom ones, and what people want me to put on it, like laser etch on there. Just do that, but I'll not put the guitar together. Just do all the parts, etch all the parts, put it back in that box for a kit guitar, and then send it to them, and then they can build it and put whatever electronics they want in it. Or if it's something that they don't want to solder and they want higher end electronics, I could put those in, take the neck off, stuff, put it still back in that box, and they could just assemble the neck and everything like that. So might be a future idea for doing, but go out right now if you're interested. I have no affiliate to this. I have no affiliate to anyone. I didn't even get an Enya guitar, and like 7,000 people got that guitar to review. You get yourself a laser engraver and build your creativity and have fun with what you're doing. It's a great way. And even outside of doing guitars, I make like table coasters and stuff for drinks, custom table coasters, and different kind of metal like artwork stuff I do for people. And you can even do t-shirts with them. It'll pull the pigmentation out. If you use like a black t-shirt, it'll laser engrave into the t-shirt and make it a actual like good looking custom t-shirt. So you can find them for about $169, I think, on sale. Sometimes it's $229. You just got to keep looking. And I use the Falcon. You could check out. There's a bunch of other ones out there that are really good, but it's fun and I've been enjoying it. So I will see you guys all in the next video. And really, honestly, thank you for checking out this channel. If you heard of some of my reaction videos and things, I set a goal for myself. I try to want to get myself in the habit of doing more things, setting goals that are difficult to achieve, but if I work hard, maybe can obtain. And my birthday is August 22nd, which if you're going, you have all of May, all of June, all of July, pretty much all of August. So really, really about over 100 days to do that. And I set this goal that my channel, I want to get 1 million views on this channel. And I'm at around 630-some thousand right now. And I love that because it's not a big channel by any means that I have. Like, there's people that get 1 million views on one video, so it's not like that. But I have done everything wrong according to the playbook of YouTube. YouTube's like, you got to do one thing. You got to find a niche and just keep making videos in that. And if you watch my channel, I do reaction videos. I do the Prophet Chaos jokes things. I do guitar reviews. I do guitar builds. Most of my stuff is centered around music, but it's all different variations of music and not one thing, because I don't want the channel to get stagnant. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to keep doing the same thing and then just be bored and hate the channel. So the ability to do it all wrong and still be, in my own heart, maybe not like what someone would consider successful. I'm not making money, a bunch of money on here. I make a little bit, but not anything that even would make a car payment, small car payment. Even it wouldn't do that. It's enough to get you maybe a couple of Big Mac value meals a month. That's about it. But I love it. I love what I'm doing, and I love making these videos, and I love the community of people that I've got here, and it's just great. So I will see you guys all in the next video. All right. Bye.